my name is Juliette and welcome to Gem School. I'm part of the concierge team here at Fenton, and today we're going to talk about wedding bands. So a wedding ring is typically given on your wedding day. The idea of it being a circle really symbolises the idea of eternity and timelessness you're going to share with your partner. So wedding bands can be worn by anyone. The main focus is finding the perfect wedding band that fits you and is the perfect style to reflect your personality. Your biggest decision when choosing a wedding band would be whether you'd want it plain or with a gemstone. So my personal one will definitely be with a gemstone because I really like the idea of contrast with my engagement ring. However, going for a plain band like this one would also work perfectly if you're going for a more subtle kind of creation. So another option to consider when choosing your wedding bands is whether you'd want them contoured or not contoured. So this is an example of the chevron where it would sit nice and flushed around the gemstone, whether you'd want for a non-contoured one, which would be a eternity band. And this is all dependent on whether your engagement ring is wed fit or non-wed fit. So what is wed fit is a question we get often here. And the wed fit idea is that the ring sits slightly higher, which means that your wedding band, regardless of whether it's contoured or non-contoured, would sit flush underneath your engagement ring. However, rest assured, if your engagement ring is non-wed fit, we will always find alterations for contoured wedding bands. So let's have a little look on how the engagement rings look with the different types of wedding bands. So first here we have our trilogy in emerald with an oval cut. And then this is what it would look like if it had just a thin band on top of it. So as you can see, there is just that small little gap, but it still looks beautiful. If you wanted to have something a bit more flush, then we would go for the chevron, which makes it nice and contoured around the gemstone, giving you a lot of flexibility. So alternatively, if you have an engagement ring that is wed fit, like this beautiful one here, you have the option of picking any wedding band you wish, and it will always sit nice and flush underneath your engagement ring. So a question we often get asked is how long before your wedding should you be purchasing your wedding bands? We technically advise 3 to 4 months prior to your wedding you should be purchasing your wedding bands, as we do take 4 to 6 weeks to craft your bands. However, it's never too soon to start looking for wedding bands. You know, you want to have your perfect fit for something you can be on your hand for the rest of your life. So when searching for your wedding bands, you know, we want to find something that will work for you as well as your budget. So rings typically start at a price of £500 and can go up to £1,500 depending on the design and style and whether you go for a plain or a gemstone ring. So a nice personal final touch on your wedding bands, which you can definitely add on, is adding a bit of engraving. So I like the idea of having either coordinates engraved inside on where you and your partner first met, or even perhaps emailing your jewellers individually to add on engraving for each other, so it's a bit of a surprise on your big day. So that is everything you need to know about wedding bands. If you have any questions or want to start your ring search, feel free to go on our website and start crafting and designing your own ring, or reach out to our concierge team here at Fenton.